Hello and welcome to tonight's edition of On the Infield. Last week, of course, we saw the opening round of the JD Couriers Super Sedan Track Championship, and tonight we'll see round two coming to you from Speedway City. Last weekend, running third in the feature event was Colin Neville out of Mannum, and I have Colin with me right at this time. Colin, welcome to Speedway City for the second round of the JD Couriers Track Championship. You must have been stoked about last round.
Oh mate, I'm still smiling. I just couldn't believe how quick I got the car around there. It was just awesome. It was feeling smooth, it was great. The engine's just whistling around. I was really happy.
Now the Super Sedans in South Australia coming on a little bit stronger this year. Already had 12 cars out for the first round. Can only get better than that from here.
So early in the season, it's great to see 12 cars out here. There's just talk of another couple of cars coming potentially tonight, and cars coming up before Christmas, and after Christmas it's just numbers are going to get stronger. It's just great.
You're in a situation where you actually drive a car for a car owner, but you still use your engine. Tell us about that.
That's an absolutely fantastic offer. Guys just dream about this opportunity. I've just lapped it up, and we're trying to commit to probably 20 races for the year, and yeah, it's just great because you get two lots of input to it, and dedicate two people to it. It's great. It's good for setups, good for atmosphere, keeps the two families involved. It's great.
Well, all the best for tonight's competition, and I hope to see you on the podium once again on round number 2 of the JD Couriers Super Sedan Track Championship, coming to you on tonight's edition of On the Infield. So the V8 Super Sedans line up for Heat 1, Round 2 of the JD Couriers Super Sedan Track Championship. 8 laps up on the counter. Chris Blunden to lead them in alongside Colin Neville in car number 71. And we're green into turn number 1 and 2 for the first time. And Colin Neville will lead them down the back straight away. The 1984 Australian Super Sedan champion Chris Blunden in there in the second spot. Trevor Ware going forward in car number 5. Then we get back to Andrew Leach. Also the number 2 of Daniel Miller involved there, but our leader is car number 71 out of Mannum, Colin Neville. In the second spot, Chris Blunden driving the Shane Dryden owned number 9 BA Falcon. The only Ford-bodied race car and also Ford-powered race car in the field here tonight. As our leaders are down the front straight away once again, the battle for 3rd and 4th respectively is between Daniel Miller and Trevor Ware in car number 5. And Daniel Miller, the rookie racer, takes over the 3rd spot in the Pontiac Grand Prix and heads down the back straight away into the sunlight here at Speedway City. Out of turn number 4, Colin Neville's opening up a pretty good lead over the rest of the field. The number 9 of Chris Blunden in the second spot, starting to smoke just a little bit. Then we go back to Daniel Miller in car number 2. Have a look at that. The number 9 machine, they're pushing very high indeed. They're in turn number 1 and 2. The car just does not want to turn in that part of the racetrack. The car not handling as Chris Blunden would like. Out of turn number 4, have a look at Daniel Miller now closing right in on Chris Blunden in car number 9. Daniel Miller looks to the inside now on Blunden, but no, he can't get the move to stick as Blunden has a lot better line through turn number 1 and 2 this time around. Down the back chute once again, the 2 yellow race cars, the BA Falcon and the Pontiac Grand Prix, battling it out for 2nd and 3rd. There's that smoke once again from Chris Blunden's machine as he heads down the front straight away. Colin Neville has started to gap the field here in car number 71, our race leader. Blunden is 2nd, then we go back to Daniel Miller, Trevor Ware, then the 69 of Andrew Leach. As they put another lap down in the book, each one of these 3 heats you'll see tonight over 8 laps. Through turn number 1 and 2, once again in front of this capacity crowd here at Speedway City. Great to see a big crowd has made their journey to Supple Road, Virginia for round number 2 of the JD Couriers Super Sedan Track Championship. On our final lap now, Colin Neville, our leader. Then the number 9 of Chris Blunden, the 2 of Daniel Miller. Then the 5 of Trevor Ware, the 69 of Andrew Leach in car number 3 at the tail of the field, along with the number 34 of Ian Mason, so the number 3 machine of Gil Worthley, I should say. Checkered flag out for Colin Neville in car 71, Chris Blunden in 2nd, and the number 2 of Daniel Miller in for 3rd. Standing here with Dave Harper, another one of South Australia's Super Sedan drivers, and Dave, welcome to On the Infield.
Thanks very much. Now the Super Sedans, we've seen a lot of them on our TV show. For the viewers out there that might not know too much about Super Sedans, what are they?
Basically, Super Sedan's purpose-built race chassis with either fiberglass or aluminium body over the top. Most of the guys at the moment are running American-style bodies. This is a Dodge Intrepid. Got another couple of Dodges, Pontiacs, and that sort of thing around. And with a few of the guys running the Australian bodies, the Fords and Monaros and things like that. So basically, what you've got is running a maximum 366 cubic inch engine. I've only got a 350 in this, so most of the guys are running the bigger engines, so somewhere we might move up to next time. And obviously single seat, full 5-point harness in there. And in the back of this, most of the guys are running quick change diffs and all that, so we can change the ratios to suit the tracks. And that's pretty much your Super.
So what do they actually like to drive?
Very good fun. Considering this is the first thing I've driven in Speedway, it's a bit of a baptism of fire, but yeah, they're real fun cars to drive, and can be a bit of a handful. I've driven in Corey Reed's V8 Dirt Modified before, and completely different to driving this.
And the South Australian Super Sedan guys as a whole, they're a great group of guys to be part of.
Yeah, it's excellent. Like I said, this is my first foray into Speedway, and couldn't get any more help from all the guys, you know, especially Bill Miller and all the other guys that more than happy to talk to you if you've got problems with your cars and things like that. Yeah, they're just too easy to get on the phone or go down and see them, or they'll come around and have a chat, and yeah, really good bunch of guys.
And Speedway City is a venue. Enjoy racing here?
I love racing here because it's round the corner from home, but it's a great track as well. It's a fast track, and there's a little bit more room on the track as well, so you can get a few more cars in, and yeah, it's a real fun track to drive on.
All the best for the entire series and through the entire season, I should say, and all the best, Dave.
Thanks very much, Phil. Appreciate it.
Standing here with another one of the Super Sedan drivers, Graham Stewart. Graham, welcome to the Super Sedan ranks, of course, having driven sprint cars.
Thank you. Yeah, it's good. Enjoying something different.
And what was the reason behind going from sprint cars to these awesome V8 Super Sedans?
Mainly commitment. Obviously, there's a financial thing involved. Time, experience. I hadn't had a lot of experience, and sprint cars are awesome, and it takes very special time and commitment to operate a sprint car and run it. And I thought the Super Sedan was probably something that suited me better.
So how are you finding it so far? You've look like you're going okay out there.
I like it. It's good fun. It's something I haven't done before, but sedans is probably more of the sort of thing that I like.
Speaking of sedans, of course, you drive a lot of the sedans also at Mallala and a lot of the flat tracks around the state.
Yeah, we drive Group N Tirana at Mallala, and we just did the Bianchi series not so long ago. We've got Classic Adelaide, an event that we're involved in each year too, so that's also something to look forward to in the bitumen sedan. So.
And the car you're driving, it's a pretty unique car, this one. Of course, done a lot of racing here in South Australia.
It is. It's started out as Kerry McCarthy's car, and then owned by Dennis Miller, driven by Chris Blunden, and very successfully. Hopefully I can do well in the car. All new to us, but we're loving it so far. It's great fun.
All the best for the rest of the season, and the car definitely stands out in the racetrack being bright red, and wish you all the best.
Well, thanks a lot, Phil. No worries.
So the lights are now coming into effect. Here is the cars roll out for heat race number 2. Once again, over 8 laps, Kim Cottrell, Daniel Miller, Gil Wordley, and the 5 of Trevor Ware lead in the field. Also involved the 78 of Dave Harper in car 77 at the back. Bustling Billy Miller as they head down the back straight away for the first time. It's car number 2 of Daniel Miller, who's got the best of the start. Kim Cottrell, a long-time Speedway City Super Sedan veteran, back there in the second spot. Then we go back to car number 5 of Trevor Ware, then the 3 of Gil Worthy, the 77 of Bill Miller, and the 78 of Dave Harper rounding out the field as they go through turn number 3 for Daniel Miller. is starting to stretch his legs. In only his second Speedway City appearance in a V8 Super Sedan, spent a lot of time crewing for the Williams Formula 1 team in the UK, and it's good to see that he's made the transition to the Super Sedan ranks on his return to Australia. Out of turn number 4, Daniel Miller starting to lead very handsomely indeed. Kim Cottrell back there in the second spot, then it's Trevor Ware. Then the number 3 is Gil Worthley. Then Bill Miller just sitting back. In fact, Miller got very sideways there on the exit of turn number 2. Very lucky to keep the car pointing in the right direction. Just having a look there, you can see the 55 of Graham Stewart parked just on the exit of turn number 2. Obviously didn't get a start in heat race number 2 of the Super Sedans. Down the back chute once again. Have a look at Bill Miller looking to the inside of Gil Worthley as they go through turn number 3. Past the giant scoreboard here at Speedway City in turns 3 and 4. Trevor Ware continuing to hold down that third spot ahead of Worthley and Miller. And have a look also, Dave Harper starting to close in on the back of these 3 as they battle it out for 3rd, 4th and 5th on the speedway. But our leader is still Dan Miller, Kim Cottrell in the second spot, Trevor Ware, Gil Worthley and Bill Miller, who is trying everything to get past Worthley except drive over the top of him. Now he looks to the inside in turn number 3. Can he get the move this time? Worthley's got a good run on the top side of the speedway out of turn number 4, but it looks like Bill Miller will get the move down here in turn number 1. And Bill Miller moves up 1 spot. Now he chases good mate Trevor Ware in car number 5. But the checkered flags are waving this time around for Daniel Miller in his first Speedway City heat race victory. Second will go to Kim Cottrell, and third to Trevor Ware, just ahead of Bill Miller in car 77.
Daniel Miller, his first ever Super Sedan heat racing pole. Standing here with one of South Australia's car owners, Shane Dryden. Shane, you've already driven in the series, but you're stepping back tonight.
Yeah, I just filled in for regular driver Chris Blunden while he had some family commitments, so I jumped back in the car for the first time in 3 years, so it was quite interesting to say the least.
And your Super Sedan is actually one of the a unique looking car, of course, with the Ford body on it, the BA Falcon.
Yeah, well, we believe we want to put a body on a car that appeals to the crowd, and since we're in Australia, live in Australia, I want to put an Australian body on the car, so it takes a bit more work, but I think if my effort shows on the car itself, the crowd get behind you pretty much more, so it's good.
And it's not only a Ford body car, is it?
No, we're the only ones currently running the Ford engine in Adelaide, which can be a bit of a problem if we break something at the track, but being a Ford, she's fairly reliable, so yeah, hopefully we'll get some more on board, be a bit easier.
Now you say Chris Blunden's driving your car. Chris is a great driver, isn't he?
He's a lot better than I am, and it comes back a lot straighter than when I'm driving it, so yeah, step up from me for sure.
And how did that deal come about? Because Chris has been driving for the Miller team for quite a few years now.
I think they sold the car, and when Daniel came back from the UK, they got another one, and Chris actually rang me up out of the blue because I actually had it for sale, so I got a kid on the way, so, and it just went from there really, so, and we're looking forward to having hopefully a successful season. And
this JD Couriers Track Championship is a great thing for Super Sedans, isn't it?
I think it's probably the best thing to happen to Super Sedans for years in this state. It's got the guys all working together, regular racing at a local track, so it's good. You can just look at the car numbers already in the first 2 rounds. They're up over 50% than what we had last year this time, so I think it's wonderful.
Well, all the best for yourself and for your car and your car driver for the rest of the season, and hope to see that number 9 car somewhere into the front.
Great, thanks Phil.
So the final heat of the night before the 15 lap Super Sedan feature Bill Miller and Dave Harper on the front row, Graham Stewart, then the 69 of Andrew Leach on the second, and tailing out the field the 71 of Colin Neville and the 63 of Kim Cottrell. Have a look at Kim Cottrell right around the top side through turn number 1 until he may emerge in 3rd spot after starting on the back row at the completion of lap number 1, but our leader is Bill Miller in car 77. Dave Harper having a good run back there in the 2nd spot. Andrew Leach continues to hang on to 3rd. Kim Cottrell persisting with that top side and now slots himself into 4th. Then we go back to Colin Neville in car 71 and tailing out the field the 55 of Graham Stewart. The 77 of Bill Miller, a long-time Super Sedan campaigner, heading down the back straight away, leading this angry pack of V8 tin tops as they go through turn number 3 and 4 as we close in on our leader there, car number 77, the bright pink Pontiac Grand Prix of Bill Miller. Great run in the second spot so far for Dave Harper in the Dodge Intrepid as he heads down the back straight away. The Camaro of Andrew Leach back there in third. Kim Cottrell still remains in the fourth spot, and Colin Neville in the fifth. And the 55 of Graham Stewart, the Super Sedan rookie, former sprint car driver, tailing out the field in position number 6. Down the back chute once again, we're having a look at Kim Cottrell and the 71 of Andrew Leach. Have a look at the flame belching out the side of these race cars as they get off the gas, especially down there in turn number 3. These Super Sedans really are awesome race cars to watch up close. And of course the next round of the series will be on December 2nd right here at Speedway City. Out of turn number 4, Bill Miller is continuing to lead this quite handsomely indeed. Then we go back of course to the 78 of Dave Harper. There's our leader making his way out of turn number 4. White flag not too far away, in fact it's on display this time around for Bustling Billy as he heads through turn number 1 and 2. He has done about 1,000 laps around this racetrack. He can know every inch of it off by heart. Through turn number 3 and 4, the checkered flags will be waving very shortly for our race leader. Make that race winner, Bill Miller, the double checkers from Scotty McIntosh here. Second will go to the 78 of Dave Harper, and third to the 69 of Andrew Leach, followed by the 63 of Kim Cottrell. So 15 laps up on the count of the JD Couriers Super Sedan Track Championship round number 2. A main about to come your way. Daniel Miller, Bill Miller on the front row, Colin Neville. Then we should have Kim Cottrell, Trevor Ware. Then the 78 of Dave Harper also involved in this one. This one should be an absolute beauty, as I mentioned, over 15 laps as we go green. Into turn number 1 and 2 for the first time. Have a look at Daniel Miller and Bill Miller at the front of the field, side by side through turn number 1 and 2. And Daniel Miller on the bottom side of the racetrack will get the move out of turn number 4. And Daniel Miller is our race leader as they head down to turn number 1 and 2 for the second time. It's Daniel Miller, Bill Miller. Then we've got Colin Neville in car number 71. Oh, contact further back. Oh, have a look at that. Gil Wordley drives right over the front of the 78 of Dave Harper down there in turn number 1 and 2. And poor old Dave Harper got the worst of it. The rear end, of course, hitting the out of the retaining wall, and also having Gil Worthy drive right over the front of him. Disappointment there for Dave Harper in car number 78. He'll take no further part in the feature bound on the complete restart. Luckily, the number 3 of Gil Worthy's been able to rejoin the field, as to the 69 of Andrew Leach, who spun to avoid contact down there in turn number 1 and 2. So on the restart, once again, Daniel Miller and Bill Miller on the front row, and this time it's Billy in car number 77 who got the best of the jump, and he'll lead them through turn number 3 and 4, 1 lap down in the books. Daniel Miller still back there in the second spot. Colin Neville in car number 71. Oh, Daniel Miller very sideways in the middle of turn number 1 and 2 has brought down Colin Neville in car number 71. Also the 5 of Trevor Ware was sent packing as he looked for room out there on the top side of the racetrack. Luckily, only dropping a couple of spots there. Daniel Miller, in fact, has come out in second spot. So our leader is Bill Miller a long way in front now of Daniel Miller. Then we go back to Trevor Ware in car number 5. Colin Neville is able to rejoin back there in fourth in car number 71. Then we go back to the 69 of Andrew Leach. In fact, Leach is actually running fourth at this stage. Then we go back to Colin Neville in car number 71. There's our third place runner. In fact, make that second place runner Trevor Ware, as Daniel Miller has looped it down there in turn number 1 and 2 once again. So Daniel Miller, after finishing on the podium in the opening round. Not having a great run here in the feature event in round number 2. There's our second place runner, Trevor Ware, a long way behind our leader, the 77 of Bill Miller. And then we go back to the battling duo of Andrew Leach in car 69, the 71 also of Colin Neville back there, 3rd and 4th. You can see them on picture as they go through turn number 3 and 4. Tucked in behind them, we've got car number 55 of Graham Stewart and the 3 of Gil Worthley, I should say. You can see Gil Worthley's car there, minus a fair amount of panel work after the early incident with number 78 of Dave Harper. This is where the battle really is for 3rd and 4th respectively between the 69 of Andrew Leach and the 71 of Colin Neville. In fact, Neville got right into the back there of Andrew Leach as they went into turn number 1 and 2. Almost contact once again on the exit of turn number 2. So great racing here from these two drivers, and as you can see, the 55 of Graham Stewart now coming into play in the bright red race car. Then we go back to the number 3 of Gil Worthley and the 34 of Ian Lacey, also involved in there as well. In fact, make that the 2 of Daniel Miller trying to fight back. Oh, the 69 of Andrew Leach has pulled onto the infield now, leaving the 71 of Colin Neville all alone there in the 3rd spot. Oh, that's 55 there, got very sideways on the exit of turn number 4 there. He may have got a bit of help from his friends there, that being the number 3 of Gil Worthley, or maybe even the 2 of the lap car of Daniel Miller. So the leaders now on the back of the 55 of Graham Stewart, and Stewart on the inside of Trevor Ware right around the outside as Bill Miller got blocked in here on the exit of turn number 4. In fact, he has now, and our new race leader is Trevor Ware in car number 5. We didn't really see too much of him earlier. We saw him a fair way back, but he's able to close the gap very quickly indeed after Bill Miller got hung up there in the lap traffic. The next car in front of our lap, in front of our leader, is car number 3 of Gil Worthley. That car not quite running as it should after the contact there with Dave Harper on the opening restart. On the opening start there in turn number 1 and 2. Gil Worthley now will now come into play and hold up the leader. The number 5 of Trevor Ware nowhere gets on the inside of him very nicely indeed there in turn 1 and 2. Miller follows him through down on the exit of 2. But now car number 5 of Trevor Ware looking to record his maiden feature race win, or his first feature race win of the season I should say, as he goes through turn number 1 and 2. Beautifully turned out race car, and the car looks very nice indeed on the racetrack, well set up. Of course, Bill Miller and Trevor Ware, good mates off the racetrack, basically teammates. They work very closely together in the pit area. Oh, Daniel Miller spun it again down there in turn number 4 as a white flag comes out for Trevor Ware in car number 5. Miller in the 2nd spot in the 77, a long way back to the 71 of Colin Neville. He's about a half a lap behind our 2 leaders back there in 3rd as the checkered flags will come out for the number 5 of Trevor Ware, 2nd to Bill Miller, and 3rd to the 71 of Colin Neville, a long way back. In fact, he hasn't even crossed the finish line yet. There's the lap car of Graham Stewart. Here comes Colin Neville back there in the 3rd spot. Great race there for the V8 Super Sedans round 2 of the JD Couriers Super Sedan Track Championship. And there's our winner, car number 5 of Trevor Ware. And of course, don't forget the round number 3 of the JD Couriers Super Sedan Track Championship will run right here at Speedway City on December 2nd. So make sure you're here for all this V8 Super Sedan action. Just repeating, December 2nd, round number 3 of the JD Couriers Super Sedan Track Championship at Speedway City. And of course, don't forget that all future action will be captured in this particular track championship right here on South Australia's only Speedway Dirt Track show on the infield. And there's Trevor Ware, our feature race winner, checkered flag in hand. We'll cross down to the pit area and meet him very shortly.
Got the checkered flag, your race winner along the main straight away. Well done. Driving the Blair Auto Parts car number 4.
Winner of the JD Couriers Super Sedan Track Championship, Trevor Ware. Trevor, not all that good run last week, but you made up for it tonight.
No, it was a good turnaround. I mean, I had minor engine problems last week, but yeah, Bill come along and helped me out again, and we got it going, and unfortunately he got beaten by me, but that's the way things go.
Sometimes it's best to be the second car in the lineup, isn't it?
Oh yeah, definitely. Lucky, very lucky with that. I mean, I ran alongside Bill, and I thought, well, lap cars are either going to go high or low. I got the clean break, and yeah, the rest is history. So yeah.
Now, it was a pretty good meeting tonight. Of course, a good car count again, and the track was pretty good, wasn't it?
Yeah, I struggled a bit in the heats, but yeah, a few wet patches. But yeah, I mean, in the final, yeah, it came good when it mattered.
And you're another one of these drivers who unfortunately can't do the entire series, but it's good to get a feature win, isn't it?
Oh, it's always great. I mean, it's not often for me to get a win like this in front of this crowd especially, and yeah, I'm happy, more than happy.
And of course you and Bill are really good mates, so you got one over him there.
Yeah, very rare. Normally he gets the edge on me pretty often, but yeah, I'll hold this one as a special moment for sure.
Oh, well, you turned on a good show for us here tonight, and of course that concludes now our tonight's edition of On the Infield. Stay tuned for future rounds of the JD Couriers Super Sedan Track Championship.